What if I told you that 5 financial mistakes are silently draining your wealth right now, and that 99% of people make at least 3 of them without even realizing it? Here's what's shocking. These aren't the mistakes you think they are. Everyone talks about buying expensive coffee or eating out too much. Those are surface-level problems. Today, I'm revealing the 5 deep money mistakes that keep people trapped in the middle class forever, while rich people avoid them completely. If you're working hard but your bank account isn't growing, hit that subscribe button. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which mistakes are keeping you poor and what rich people do instead. Most financial advice focuses on the wrong problems. Cut your expenses. Stop buying lattes. Use coupons. These are penny-wise, pound-foolish solutions. The real money mistakes happen at the system level. They're structural errors in how you think about and manage money that compound over years, costing you tens of thousands without you noticing. Rich people understand these systems. They avoid these mistakes automatically because they think about money differently than poor and middle-class people. The middle class makes these mistakes and wonders why they can't get ahead. The poor make these mistakes and think it's normal. The rich avoid these mistakes and build wealth consistently. Let me show you the 5 money mistakes that separate the wealthy from everyone else. Money mistake number 1, trading time for money. Instead of buying assets, poor and middle-class people work for money. They trade their hours for dollars, thinking that working harder or longer is the path to wealth. Rich people make money work for them. They buy assets that generate income whether they're working or sleeping. Real estate, businesses, dividend, stocks, royalties. The middle-class person works 40 hours and earns $2,000. The rich person owns assets that earn $2,000 while they sleep, vacation, or work on other projects. Here's the math that changes everything. If you earn $50 per hour and work 2,000 hours per year, you make $100,000. But there are only 8,160 hours in a year, so your income is capped. Rich people break this equation. They own assets that work 24 hours per day, 365 days per year. Their potential income is unlimited because it's not tied to their personal time. The fix: start buying income-producing assets with every extra dollar instead of spending it or letting it sit in savings accounts. Money mistake number 2, saving money instead of investing money. Poor people keep money in savings accounts earning 0.5%, while inflation runs at 3% annually. They're guaranteed to lose purchasing power every year. Middle-class people think they're being responsible by building large emergency funds and keeping money safe in banks. Rich people understand that cash is trash. They keep minimal emergency funds and put everything else into appreciating assets. Here's the devastating math. $10,000 in a savings account earning 0.5% becomes $10,050 after 1 year. But inflation at 3% means you need $10,300 to buy what $10,000 bought last year. You lost $250 in purchasing power while thinking you were being financially responsible. Over 10 years, this safe strategy costs you thousands in wealth. Rich people invest that same $10,000 in appreciating assets, averaging 10% returns. After 10 years, they have $25,137, while the saver has $10,511 that buys less than the original $10,000. The fix: minimal emergency fund, maximum investment in appreciating assets. Money mistake number 3, focusing on expenses instead of income. Poor and middle-class people obsess over cutting expenses. They clip coupons, hunt for deals, and stress about every dollar they spend. Rich people obsess over increasing income. They focus their energy on earning more rather than spending less. Here's why this matters. There's a limit to how much you can cut expenses, but there's no limit to how much you can earn. If you spend $3,000 per month, the maximum you can save. By cutting expenses is $3,000, but there's no maximum to how much you can earn by increasing income. Poor people spend hours clipping coupons to save $20 per week. Rich people spend those same hours building skills or businesses that earn $200 per hour. The opportunity cost is massive. Time spent optimizing small expenses could be spent building income streams that dwarf those savings. The fix: spend 80% of your financial energy increasing income, 20% optimizing expenses. Money mistake number 4, buying liabilities thinking they're assets. This is the mistake that keeps the middle class trapped forever. They buy things they think make them wealthy, but these things actually make them poorer. Your primary residence, your car, your boat, your expensive watch. These are not assets. They're liabilities disguised as assets. An asset puts money in your pocket every month. A liability takes money out of your pocket every month. Your $500,000 house costs you mortgage payments, taxes, insurance, maintenance, and opportunity cost. It's taking money out of your pocket every month. Rich people buy rental properties that generate monthly cash flow. Same real estate market, completely different financial outcome. The average person buys a $40,000 car with payments, insurance, and depreciation costing $800 per month. The rich person buys income-producing assets that generate $800 per month, then uses that income to buy the car. The fix: every major purchase should be evaluated on cash flow, not emotional appeal or social status. Money mistake number 5: following the crowd instead of following the math. Poor and middle-class people make financial decisions based on what everyone else is doing. They buy houses because rent is throwing money away. They avoid debt because debt is bad. They save money because saving is responsible. Rich people ignore popular opinion and follow mathematical logic. They rent if it's mathematically superior. They use debt if it increases their returns. They invest instead of save because math proves it's better. The crowd follows financial advice that sounds good but doesn't work. Rich people follow financial strategies that work even if they sound counterintuitive. Here's the psychological trap. Financial decisions that feel safe are often mathematically risky, and financial decisions that feel risky are often mathematically safe. Keeping money in savings feels safe, but guarantees you'll lose purchasing power. Investing in appreciating assets feels risky, but historically guarantees wealth building. The fix: make financial decisions based on math and probability, not emotions and popular opinion. Let me show you what happens when you avoid these 5 mistakes. Instead of trading time for money, you buy assets that work 24/7. Instead of saving money, you invest in appreciating assets. Instead of cutting expenses, you focus on increasing income. Instead of buying liabilities, you buy cash-flowing assets. Instead of following the crowd, you follow the math. The compound effect is massive. These aren't 5 separate strategies. They're one integrated wealth-building system that rich people use automatically. Here's your action plan to start thinking and acting like rich people. Step 1. List every monthly expense that doesn't generate income. These are your liabilities. Plan to eliminate or minimize them. Step 2. Calculate your hourly wage, then ask yourself how you can earn that amount without trading time. This shifts your thinking from worker to investor. Step 3. Take every dollar not needed for immediate expenses and invest it in appreciating assets instead of keeping it in savings. Step 4. Before any major purchase, ask, will this put money in my pocket or take money out? Only buy things that improve your cash flow. Step 5. When making financial decisions, ignore what feels good and focus on what the math says is optimal. The difference between rich and poor isn't income level. It's financial decision-making. Rich people making $100,000 build wealth faster than poor people making $200,000 because they avoid these 5 mistakes. You can start applying these principles immediately, regardless of your current income. The sooner you start thinking like rich people, the sooner you'll become one of them. If this video changed how you think about money, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Next week, I'm showing you my exact automation system that handles all of this wealth building without you having to think about it. Remember, every day you continue making these mistakes is another day you're choosing to stay poor. You're wealthy. Future starts with the decisions you make today. When you stop thinking like poor people, you stop being poor. When you start thinking like rich people, wealth becomes inevitable.